So, my name is Dwayne, and a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions about Afro-Cuban and what's going on, and I understand or I realize that there's a lot of kind of misinformation or misunderstanding about Afro-Cuban. Afro-Cuban actually encompasses both popular and folklore. So popular would be like salsas and all those things, upright dancing, mix of the Afro and the European type movement, but then we can go folklore as well. And then folklore just doesn't consist of rumba, and it just doesn't consist of doing things for the Orishas. That's the most popular thing that people see, but there's actually three main sets out of the Afro and out of Cuba. So you have the dances of the Orishas, you have the Congo, and then you have the Franco-Haitian. And when I'm watching people dancing, they're mixing all of that stuff. And so usually I do conferences or festivals, whatever you want to call them, that are purely Cuban-based. So the technicality of it is a lot different than what I'm going to bring here. I'm just going to kind of bring movements and stuff because I think that we're more popular dancers that are mixing the understanding of the body movement into our dance. Right? Because I bet, I'm willing to say, some of you, yes, I know, but you're not going to be somewhere and be in a full-on Rumba where you have to know the rules of a Rumba. Right? Because if Rumba comes on, you don't hit the floor and dance right away. You'll see people, a Rumba starts playing, and they're like, oh, I just did a class, and they hit the floor. Well, the reason you don't see, like, the real ill people out there is because it's not the time to dance. Right? There's in Capoeira, which is Afro-Brazilian, we call it like the ladainha. There's a time where the band or the group is actually kind of laying out the story. They're getting warmed up, so to say. You know, they're telling about life, how the dog was in the road and got hit. You know, crazy stuff. But anyway, it's about life. And so there's a certain point the orchestra's going to come in, and then you move, you dance, you play. So, tell me about Rumba. Anybody? Anything you know? Slaves. Okay, that I wasn't expecting that, but that's good. Slaves is a little back the other way. So we're out of slave time right now, as far as Rumba period goes. That's more folklore. So there's three forms of Rumba, okay? There's a fourth form, but we don't really talk about that. Yambu, Colombia, y Huamanco, okay? Yambu and Colombia are the oldest forms of the dance. Colombia is only male-oriented. If you were to say like what shines would be, it's males battling against each other. That used to work on docks and near railroads and stuff. There were no women around, so that's why the dance was really for those guys, and they would continue to compete against each other and bring out knives and things. They're trying to level up. You know, so you'll see somebody with a plate, a candle on, they're trying to do their thing, you know, movements and everything without moving the plate. Okay, so it's just to show the balance and understanding. Yambu and Huamanco are probably the forms that you've seen mostly, except everybody does some rendition of Huamanco. Yambu, same movements, except it's more likened to slow movements. The feet really don't leave the floor, and the old man or the guy is old, and it's hard to dance. But he's dancing with this girl that's like, oh, probably. Right? And so he's trying, but there was no Viagra at that time. Right? So he's doing what he can, but he's like falling, and she's helping him up, like, oh, come on, old man, come to your feet. So the movements are very heavy. So what you want to know about is Huamanco. Huamanco is what resembles the vacuna. Like when a guy is given the vaccination, it's the whole reason the lady's always like this, covering her goods. Right? So I have a shirt that has Rumba on it, and then the back that has life, because that's what it is. It said that everybody is a rumbero, they just maybe haven't discovered it yet. Because in life, it's the same thing that you do in the rumba. So I'm going to show you movements, but it's your interpretation. You don't want to do what I do, you want to do what comes out of you. Okay? So the first warm-up that we're going to do is actually going to be folklore. We're going to move our body. People have been saying, okay, well, how does Tango and this and that? That has nothing to do with Rumba. We've taken those movements and they've progressed, but that's way before Rumba. So, I'm going to give you a warm-up with that. After this warm-up, don't freak out, because then I'm going to warm you up and then we're going to go into the Rumba. So, we have to get right out at the time for tech rehearsal. So what I'm going to do is just kind of back everybody up but you're going to walk basically to this spot.
Yeah, the floor is pushing back up on you because it's not giving way. And it should go through your body like a whip. So if I take a whip, my arm is the whip, notice how I go here, and when my body comes back, then my head comes back. Alright? So, the body movement is likened to, somebody said slave, the master's slave. When that whip hits that back, connects right in the middle. And that's what we have going on. That mindset, that thought process. Also, these are people that were not working in an office and doing this, they're working out in the field. So their body movement, regardless, is not upright. It's already kind of down in this position from working, pulling, heavy, being down, picking things. So we're embodying that mindset. So that mindset of already being low here is where we are. This is the Afro that we mix with the Euro. Okay? So if you're going to go down and get that step response, you have to be starting off bent. And in order to do that, when I step, my weight transfers to my left. So my hip should go over. And trust me, guys, the ladies don't mind if you move your hips a little bit, okay? If not in the dance, find another place. So we're going to work the hips, and you put it where you like. So when we're here, transfer. My hips on the left. My weight's on the left. This foot's free to do whatever I want to do. So when I'm stepping, I'm going to go 1. Look at the set. 1. That's my response. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah? All right. So we're adding on. Let's give a combination. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, my left foot went out. I'm going to rotate the line for a second. And 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, 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 4. And turn 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Yeah. So the body movement is very important because you want to roll, right? Ding, ding, boom, ah. Right? You're very pleasant here, ladies. Because he's chasing you. No, senor. So, we're going to go to a little wall of gold. So all the guys over on this side and all the ladies on this side. Oh, right. Fortunately or unfortunately, such is life, you got to keep protection here. Okay? And it's a game. It's a game where you're trying to entice men, or whoever's chasing you, right? But you're also trying to protect yourself. And you're trying to actually show them that, hey, you know, for all of these ladies, I'm the one that's special. So it could be in your movement, your understanding of the rhythm, whatever, you're smiling. And the guys have a different thing. Get to them later. Okay, so while you're here, and you're dancing, in the mindset of all gold, when you're dancing, your feet are not like the guys. Okay? And when you're doing performance stuff, there's one thing. Like in Rumba, ladies would never do this. Right? Because you're protecting. So if your legs are open, you're saying, hey, me, and you, and you, and you. Right? So the ladies go down, and down, and down. Okay? For the dance. If you're performing and that's in the choreography, it's totally different. So while you're here, your feet actually don't move. Because you're moving. Hold on. Okay? So it's more moving here. Protecting. Protecting. Alright? So you're protecting, protecting, protecting. You never keep your eye off of that guy. Okay? our movements, ladies. Let's face this way. 2, 3, 4. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter. Just do something with the left hand. Okay, now let's do it with the lady going down. Remember, lady, here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not turning your whole back to him, but you are away from him. Okay? Here we go. Let's go down. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And, yes.